Yellow wakes up! Oh! Welcome back to episode 5, where we have ChatGPT and Google Gemini battle in Pokémon Battle Revolution. Now, if you guys haven't watched the last 4 episodes, I highly suggest going back and watching them because spoilers of how those videos ended will be in the video today. And if you've been loving these battles, please consider subscribing. I know a lot of you that watch these videos aren't subscribed to the channel. It would really mean a lot to me, and you can always unsubscribe later. But without further ado, it's time to ask the question once again. Can Google Gemini even beat ChatGPT? Google Gemini has lost all 4 battles, but this is the battle we've all been waiting for. The legendary only battle. Now, since we're in Battle Revolution, they can only use legends from Gen 1 through 4, which is totally fine with me because Gens 1 through 4 are the best generations anyway. So I say let's get right into this and get drafting. Now, as you all know by now, Google Gemini and ChatGPT are going to be engaging in a double battle, but first they have to draft their teams. Today's theme being legendaries only. I've always let the winner of the last battle decide what pick they want in the draft. So for the 4th episode in a row now, ChatGPT has decided to select 2nd overall in today's draft. That means with the 1st overall pick in the legendary Pokemon only draft, Google Gemini has decided to select Mewtwo. Now honestly, I kind of figured this was going to be the first legendary off the board. Definitely the most iconic. I think it's the most popular one as well too, but not a bad pick whatsoever. Mewtwo is going to absolutely cook today. And with the 2nd overall pick in the legendary Pokemon only draft, ChatGPT has decided to select my favorite legendary of all time, Darkrai. Now I already know there's gonna be people in the comments typing, you know Darkrai is mythical, right? I do not care. Mythical, legendary, he is the GOAT. The GOAT! And with their 2nd pick in the legendary Pokemon only draft, ChatGPT has decided to select Rayquaza, another favorite legendary of mine. I mean, I don't know if any other Pokemon is more aura than Rayquaza, other than Darkrai, of course, but already dripped out, drippiest team already. Yeah, I think ChatGPT's already won this one. With their 2nd pick in the draft, Google Gemini has decided to select Dialga. Definitely a solid pick. Went a little earlier than I thought it was going to go, but in a legendary Pokemon only draft, there's really not a whole lot of reaches here, and Dialga might just be the bulkiest legendary you can pick. So honestly, a super solid pick from Google Gemini. And with their 3rd pick in the draft, Google Gemini has decided to select Kyogre. 2 of the 3 weather trio have now been selected, and I think we all know the 3rd one's gonna get selected pretty soon here. Kyogre though, super awesome Pokemon, and I cannot wait to see it in today's battle. With their 3rd pick in the draft, ChatGPT has decided to select Jirachi. Definitely a legendary. I didn't know if we were gonna see it today, but it has a great typing, and honestly, I'd love to see the little guy get some damage done today. Hell yeah. And with their 4th pick in the draft, ChatGPT has decided to select Deoxys in attack form. Now, I do actually have all the forms of Deoxys, but I'm only going to allow one of the teams to select Deoxys. That way we get a more variety of Pokemon in this video. But huge Deoxys fan. I prefer Defense more myself, but still a great pick from ChatGPT. Now, with their 4th pick in the draft, Google Gemini has decided to select Arceus. The literal god of Pokemon falls to round 4. I mean, talk about probably the biggest sleeper pick we've ever seen here. Now, I don't have every single plated Arceus. I actually only have 1, but it still allows Google Gemini to make a decision. Hopefully they make the right decision. But yeah, can't go wrong with the god of Pokemon. And with their 5th pick in the draft, Google Gemini has decided to select Ho-Oh. Another one of those Pokemon where I thought we definitely could see it today. Didn't know if we were going to, but I mean, my favorite game growing up was Heart Gold, so I definitely have a soft spot for Ho-Oh for sure. So I love that we're going to be able to see it in today's battle. And once again, ChatGPT thinks it has its last 2 picks being 6 and 7. So with their 5th pick in the draft, ChatGPT has decided to select Shaman Landform. Now, most people would think that Skyform is superior, but in my humble opinion, I think Landform is far superior than Skyform because it's just a little hedgehog, man. Can't go wrong with that. And with their final pick in the draft, ChatGPT has decided to select Giratina altered form. Once again, might be a hot take, my favorite form of Giratina. It's big, it's bulky. I think it's scarier, quite honestly. So two incredible picks. ChatGPT's team has all the aura actually in the whole entire world. I don't know how Gemini can compete at this point. And with the final pick in the draft, Google Gemini has decided to select Latias. I mean, I don't hate Latias, but you have like, I don't know, Groudon, Palkia, Lugia, I don't know. I've given up on Gemini. I'm gonna go build these teams for them. I'm already disappointed. Whatever. Gemini's a lost cause at this point. Google Gemini has 2 Arceus sets to choose from, in which Google Gemini has decided to go with set number 2, which doesn't make any sense because Arceus is holding an Iron Plate, yet it's a Dark type. I don't know. Whatever. ChatGPT has 2 Giratina sets to choose from, and they have decided to go with set number 1, which is the Giratina that knows Shadow Force. We have 2 iconic villains representing each AI program today. We have Maxi from Team Magma representing Google Gemini, and Archie from Team Aqua representing ChatGPT. Google Gemini has decided to lead with Mewtwo and Arceus today, and ChatGPT has decided to lead with Darkrai and Deoxys. Let the battle begin. Here we are in my favorite stadium, the Stargazer Coliseum. Google Gemini and ChatGPT, here we go. A lot of pressure being exerted here. Now Arceus becomes a Steel type. Gemini's gonna go with a Taunt from Mewtwo on a Darkrai, and a Judgment from Arceus on a Deoxys. ChatGPT's gonna go with a Dark Void from Darkrai, and then a Superpower from Deoxys on the Arceus. Let's see here. Deoxys moves first and Superpower comes off. This is gonna do a lot of damage. Over half damage done to Arceus just with that, but Deoxys' attack does fall there. And defense falls as well. Taunt comes out from Mewtwo. So now Darkrai's locked into Dark Void, which isn't too bad to be honest. Actually, it can't use Dark Void after the taunt. Judgment comes out from Arceus on the Deoxys and gets the kill! No! Hangs on with its Focus Sash. Google Gemini is going to use Me First with Mewtwo on the Deoxys, and then go for a Shockwave from Arceus on the Deoxys as well. ChatGPT is going to go with a Feint Attack from Darkrai on the Mewtwo, and go for another Superpower with Deoxys on the Arceus. Deoxys goes first with Superpower here. And it almost gets the kill. Arceus just hangs on. Deoxys' attack and defense drop once again. Mewtwo uses Me First. Now, I'm not sure why that failed. I'm going to have to check that one out. Feint Attack comes out from Darkrai, though. Lands on Mewtwo. Super effective. Does about 50%. Arceus gets the Shockwave off, and Google Gemini gets the first KO of the battle. Blundered with that Me First, though, however. ChatGPT is going to send in Jirachi to replace Deoxys. Jirachi is sent out. Google Gemini is going to go with a Taunt from Mewtwo onto Jirachi, and then a Flamethrower from Arceus onto Jirachi. ChatGPT is going to go with a Feint Attack from Darkrai onto Mewtwo, and then a Iron Head from Jirachi onto Arceus. Mewtwo goes first, uses Taunt. Not even gonna matter whatsoever. We already know. Feint Attack comes out from Darkrai. Will this get the kill? If it gets a crit, it will kill. No crit, and Mewtwo just lives. Flamethrower comes out from Arceus. This could be huge. Does about half damage to Jirachi. Jirachi gets some health back using its Figgy Berry. Iron Head's gonna come up from Jirachi. This should kill. And it sure does. Slam dunk, as he said right there. And the god of Pokemon has gone down. Google Gemini has opted to send in Dialga.
Dialga is sent out.
Google Gemini is going to go with Me First from Mewtwo on a Darkrai, as well as an Aura Sphere from Dialga on a Darkrai as well. ChatGPT is going to swap Darkrai out for Rayquaza, and then go with an Iron Head from Jirachi on a Mewtwo.
The red corner calls their Pokemon.
So Darkrai comes back, and here comes the Lord of the Skies, Rayquaza. Now here comes Mewtwo. Me First is gonna fail because Darkrai was swapped out. Iron Head comes out from Jirachi. It's gonna get the kill. So down goes Mewtwo. And now we're gonna see an Aura Sphere here from Dialga onto Rayquaza. It's not very effective. Doesn't do a whole lot there. Google Gemini is gonna send in Latias. Can it prove me wrong? In a Dust Ball too. Google Gemini is gonna go with a Dragon Pulse from Latias onto Rayquaza and an Aura Sphere from Dialga onto Jirachi. ChatGPT is gonna go with a Fly with Rayquaza onto Dialga and an Iron Head from Jirachi onto Latias. Latias moves first, Dragon Pulse comes out, super effective, and it gets the kill! Are you kidding me? Oh my god, I doubted this thing, and it gets the kill? Are we serious? Jirachi comes out an Iron Head, can't flinch Latias anymore, because Latias is faster. Does a good amount of damage though, for sure. Dialga's gonna get the Aura Sphere off on a Jirachi. This is gonna do neutral damage, but still not a lot of damage. ChatGPT's bringing Darkrai back in the game.
Darkrai is sent out.
Google Gemini is going with a Dragon Pulse from Latias on a Darkrai, as well as an Aura Sphere from Dialga on a Darkrai. ChatGPT is going with a Dark Void from Darkrai and an Iron Head from Jirachi on the Latias. Latias goes first, Dragon Pulse comes out. It does a little over half, which means the Aura Sphere should kill now. And Darkrai uses Dark Void, misses Latias, but puts Dialga to sleep. Oh no. Oh, that's huge actually. And Jirachi gets another Iron Head off. Can't flinch once again, but a crit gets the kill. Oh my goodness. Huge kill there, huge crit. And Dialga's hurt from the bad dreams. Google Gemini's bringing in the Master of the Seas, Kyogre. And the rain has begun. Google Gemini is gonna gamble here and go with the Ancient Power from Kyogre, praying for the 10% chance to get stat boosts in every stat category. And is gonna go with a Sleep Talk from Dialga, which it does not have. And after telling Gemini Dialga does not have Sleep Talk, it just says Dialga's gonna sleep this turn. Like, who cares about using a move, right? There is zero hope left I have for Gemini at this point. Gemini has finally decided that they're going to rip an Aura Sphere with Dialga on a Darkrai. ChatGPT is going to go with a Nightmare from Darkrai on a Dialga. And then now that the rain's set up, Jirachi has free reign to hit a Thunder here on a Kyogre. Darkrai uses Nightmare here. Let's see how much damage this does. Oh, actually it's just going to do damage over time. That's right. Thunder comes out. Does almost half. Will it get the para? It does not. Ancient Power comes out. Will Dialga get the stat boost? It doesn't even kill Darkrai. Will it at least get the stat boost? It doesn't. And Dialga's still asleep. And it's losing more health and more health. Oh my god. Google Gemini is going to go with a Brine from Kyogre on a Darkrai. And then a Roar of Time from Dialga on a Jirachi. ChatGPT is going with a Dream Eater from Darkrai on a Dialga. And another Thunder from Jirachi on a Kyogre. Here comes the Dream Eater. Not very effective, so it barely does any damage. But it is going to replenish some of Darkrai's health here. Now we're going to see it lose some health here because of Dialga's Roat Berry. Thunder comes out, and it's going to leave Kyogre barely alive here. And Kyogre gets parried. Will it be full parried here? It restores some health with the Wiki Berry. Does not get full parried. This is huge for Gemini. And down goes Darkrai here.
It's down and out.
That's a big kill from Gemini here. Will Dialga wake up? Dialga wakes up! Oh, roar of time! Does he get the kill? It does! That's a huge turn! Oh my goodness! Gemini needed that more than anything right now. Oh my. And with only 2 Pokemon left, ChatGPT is forced to send out Giratina. Here comes the devil himself. And then a cute little hedgehog, little Shaman, We love Shaman. Google Gemini has 2 rain boosted water moves and an Aurora Beam that's super effective against both opponents, but is choosing to gamble once again and ancient power into Shaman. Dialga does have to recharge because of Roar of Time, so ChatGPT is going to go with a Shadow Force from Giratina onto Dialga and a Seed Flare from Shaman onto Kyogre. Shaman goes first, a little tiny hedgehog, and it gets the kill! Down goes the god of the sea to a little tiny hedgehog. Just a little one, just a little bit. Dialga has to recharge. Giratina is gonna Houdini himself and vanish away. Google Gemini has 1 final Pokemon to send out, and it's gonna be Ho-Oh in the rain, baby. Who would have guessed that even with the rain still up, Gemini's gonna rip a Sacred Fire into Shaman and go for an Aura Sphere here with Dialga into Shaman as well. ChatGPT must think they're Gemini right now. They're ripping a 4 times ineffective Seed Flare into Ho-Oh. What a cinema turn we have here. And it missed anyway. You know, that doesn't really even matter. A Sacred Flare... Sacred Fire, not going to do a whole lot, but Aura Sphere as well, which I believe is... Oh, it's not resisted. Does a lot of damage into Shaman now. Shadow Force is going to come out. Let's see how much this does on Dialga. If Dialga can live this, that would be huge. It's not very effective. Dialga stays up. Gemini's still in the battle. Shaman restores a little HP using leftovers. What do you know? Let's go for another Rain Weakened Sacred Fire. Let's do it on Giratina this time, though. And Dialga is going to rip an Aura Sphere into Shaman. And ChatGPT is going to go with Shadow Force from Giratina again onto Dialga again. And Earth Power with Shaman onto Dialga as well. So here comes the Earth Power. This could KO. This could KO. Oh my god, it KOs. This is not good for Google Gemini. Oh my god. This is not good at all. Will Sacred Fire at least hit Giratina before it vanishes? It does. Now it's Rain Weakened and not very effective, so it does 12 damage. Dear god, this is ending exactly how you would think. Wait, it gets burned. Wait, that's huge. Wait. That's actually very important. Rain continues to fall. Leftovers and Giratina, they both get their health back, but Giratina loses health because it's burned. Google Gemini has finally came to their senses and is going to run with a Pluck from Ho-Oh onto Shaman, and ChatGPT is going to go with a Leech Seed from Shaman onto Ho-Oh here. So Ho-Oh will be seeded now, but if it gets the kill with Pluck, I think it goes away. We'll have to see here, though. Here comes the Pluck. It's going to come in. Does it get the kill? It does!
It's down
and now we are back to a cinematic 1v1. This Phantom Force or Shadow Force should not do a whole ton of damage because it is burned, but we will see. It really doesn't. Oh my god, Gemini can do this finally. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
suffers from its burn.
Oh my god. After Gemini makes the big brain play of using Roost with Ho-Oh and Recover with Ho-Oh, and finally realizing that it does not have either one of those moves on it, it has decided to use Pluck on the Giratina, and ChatGPT has decided to go with a Twister from Giratina in hopes that it gets a flinch, but I don't think Giratina's faster, so it doesn't even matter. But here comes the Pluck. Let's see how much damage this does now. It could do a lot more, but the burn's gonna add on top of that. It really depends on how much this Twister does here. Twister is gonna do nothing. Oh my god. This is Gemini's time to win the battle. Giratina, let's see how much burn does. Oh my god. Oh my god, they're gonna do it. Gemini's gonna go with another pluck from Ho-Oh onto Giratina. And ChatGPT making a big brain play here, actually. And is gonna go with a Shadow Force on a Ho-Oh. Ho-Oh outspeeds, but that means next turn it won't even hit. So let's see here. Gets the pluck off. We'll have to see how much HP Giratina's left after burn. It will still get hurt next turn, though, because of burn. So it vanishes here. And it's going to take more damage. But actually, Ho-Oh doesn't take any damage this turn. So it's kind of like 6-7? 6-7? Gemini's calling this one the calm before the strike. And is going to whip up a whirlwind with Ho-Oh on the Giratina. And let's see here. Giratina gets the Shadow Force off. Actually goes first here.
It hits.
Does a alright amount of damage. Ho-Oh uses Whirlwind, and obviously doesn't do anything, because why would it? Giratina restores health. Let's see where it goes down to after burn, though. Gemini's calling this one the final pluck. Let's see if it is. And another Shadow Force from ChatGPT. Let's see what happens here. Will this be the final pluck? I don't think so, but let's see here. Maybe if it's a crit. It's not a crit. Definitely not going to be the final pluck. Not in killing range with the burn there. And Giratina vanishes just like that. Still raining. Let's see where it gets down to after burn. Ooh. Gemini opting to pass the turn and go for Whirlwind with Ho-Oh. Giratina's going to use Shadow Force here. I believe Whirlwind's got to have less priority, or maybe Shadow Force has more. Shadow Force lands. Whirlwind's obviously going to fail here. So let's just see how much burn does. Leftovers gets Giratina a little bit of health, and burn. Oh my god. Who needs the final pluck when you got the final plucking on a Giratina? And with Shadow Force out of PP, ChatGPT has to opt into Twister here from Giratina, and it will be the final plucking. Google Gemini avoids the 5-0 sweep, and even with countless blunders in this battle, a prayer from God has been answered. And Google Gemini is finally crowned victorious. I cannot believe it. Can you believe? Do you believe in miracles? Oh my God. Wow. After showcasing some of the worst battling that I've ever seen in my lifetime, Google Gemini has finally been crowned victorious of one battle. They did not win the series, but they will walk away with all the pride, glory, and momentum, because if you thought we were done with Battle Revolution AI battles, you would be wrong. Up next, I will be working on an 8 AI program tournament in Pokémon Battle Revolution, where all 8 AI programs will draft their teams, and they will have access to all Pokemon Gens 1 through 4. I'm still deciding if I want to give them a legendary or not, just one. You guys let me know if you'd rather see no legendaries or one legendary per team. I'm also thinking about doing a tournament after that one with only legendary Pokemon between the 4 AI programs that advance through the first round of the next video. So if you're really excited to see those, make sure you drop a comment, leave a like, and even consider subscribing. It's all completely free, and you can always undo it in the future. I really appreciate you guys for the support on this series. This has been the most fun I've ever had making videos on the channel, and I hope you guys are excited for the future of the videos on this channel. And yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Peace, everybody.